So this is just a quick tutorial on how I use the back stitch in embroidery to secure my chains onto my Bernadette brain coral little plushie. Now I have the base of my plushie all completed, the face embroidered, legs sewn on, and this is the last step of the process to create the brain coral effect. So you can see I have all of my chains pinned down in a swoopy, irregular, kind of zigzag back and forth pattern. Now I'm actually going to begin here on the back where this chain starts. So the first thing I do is thread the tail of this yarn on my darning needle, and I'm going to bring it through the plushie and out the bottom. So just pick any stitch to come out of. It doesn't quite matter for this part. And then that's how you secure the beginning of your chain. Next, I'm going to take a good length of my acrylic that I'm going to use to secure it. And I'm going to thread that onto my darning needle. And to begin, I'm going to start by piercing up through the bottom of the plushie, and I'm going to come out about one stitch ahead of where that first tail went into our coral plushie. I'm going to pull all of my yarn through till I have a little tail hanging out here, and then to create a back stitch, you're going to go back behind where you came out and enter back down into the plushie. And then as you enter a stitch back to create the back stitch, when you come out, you're going to come out a stitch or two ahead of where you first are merged with your acrylic. And then you pull your yarn all the way through. And then you're going to repeat that process of doing the back stitch. So you're going to backtrack, enter back in near where you first came out, go back into the plushie, and then emerge a couple stitches down the chain. And you will repeat this step for the whole length of your chain to secure it to your brain coral plushie. Once you come to the end of either your plush yarn or your acrylic, you're going to take the tail of that yarn, put it back on your darning needle, and then we're going to push it through the body of the coral and then out the same stitch as the original tail. Make sure it's nice and secured. You're going to take your two ends, secure them together, and then you will hide them back in your plushie. Then to begin the next chain, you're going to start right where you left off. Take your first yarn tail, thread that on your needle, and then you're going to start right where the previous chain ended, and then come out the bottom again, and just let that tail hang out until you're done securing the next chain to your coral. And then you can do the same with the acrylic once you've used up your acrylic yarn that you have. And you just continue that for the rest of your brain coral.